Testing, 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me raise my mic up just a little bit more. Just to make sure. There we go. Alright. Hopefully this will be good. I think, yeah. Should be good enough now. Alright, hello, I'm sorry for that. Hello everyone, and welcome to another round of the Project 1 eSports GT Series, and we're at the penultimate round of the championship, round 7 of the championship, and we are racing at the world-famous Mount Panorama Circuit at Bathurst. Of course, the home of the world-famous Bathurst 1000. Of course, that's not how many kilometers we'll be doing for this race. It's 250 kilometers. And the good news is, as you can see, this is the first time that we actually have a stream for an endurance race for once. We didn't have one for Le Mans or the Nürburgring, but thankfully we can do it at least for Bathurst. We got all 15 cars, all for the grid tonight, and all of them are full-timers. That obviously is a great sign to see as well. Of course, we've got some new liveries that you see out on track. That is definitely one of them, as you can see. Driven by Jammo in the Revo satellite racing car, Sandros Kurtek car from, I think, 2005 or 2006. But anyway, I think it's 2005. Anywho, yeah, we'll move on to that stuff a little bit later on. If I do know that my mic had a little bit of, like, I guess some issues from last race where you heard the cars more than you heard myself. So if I'm too quiet, please let me know so that I can adjust my mic more. I did adjust it again. That's why I was testing, just to make sure like the cars weren't like overlapping my voice. So yeah, I tend to adjust them a little bit for certain levels from when I'm doing GT Sport or commentary. So yeah, just let me know if you in the comment section how I am in terms of my voice, if you can hear me just fine. But anywho, let's see. Well, before we go into any more further details about this glorious racetrack we're racing at, we'll first go over any sort of reports that happened last week at Kyoto, and I'm very happy to announce there was no incident reports whatsoever reported from anyone, so every result that counted stand from last week. So the Drivers' Championship looking like this. It's a two-horse race pretty much between the two Max Speed Birmingham and Orphan Drop. Jack, sorry. I tend to get that messed up quite a bit, even though I just call him mostly Jack. Anyway, the current gap between those two is 34 points. Lane has 1,504 points, with Jack having 1,430. However, though, the battle for third is also going on as well between Dynamite, Stingray, and Curving. Stingray has 1,316. That's Dynamite. Stingray has 1,292 in fourth place. Curving, a little bit ways, but can still maybe get caught with 1,138, and then BK with 1,108 points. And eighth is BCP, but Benake Pie with 1,108 points. Tim Ant with 990 points. Actually, sorry, BCP has 90 points. Gosh, I'm reading that so wrong. Tim has 898 points, and then Lunacy in 10 has 866 points, also tied with Frezzo for the top 10. Now, of course, this is an endurance round like I mentioned, so this is also, we also got the Endurance Cup to worry about as well. So, looking at the Enduro Cup standings, Dynamite leads that with 522 points, followed by Speedy Tires, who is a reserve, and there goes Jamma there, spinning at the pit entry. Speedy, though, participated in the first two endurance races. He will not be participating, but he would have been at least contending for it. It is a 37-point gap between those two, but yeah, Speedy has 485 points. So the closest one to battling Dynamite is Lane. He has 468 points. So realistically, the gap between those two is 54 points. Followed by Bodon in fourth with 466, Jack in fifth with 432, and then BK with 348. Fezzo in seventh with 342, Stingray in eighth with 429, Jamo in ninth with 288, and then Rice completes your top 10 with 282. So some battles and some conditions here and there, but it could be mostly a three-way battle between Dynamite, Lane, and Bodon, I would say, for the Endurance Cup. Although Dynamite will be more in a clearer run, but of course we'll have to wait and see how that fans out. And then, of course, we got the Teams Championship. Max Speed are pretty much leading the way with 4,062 points, followed by FBO Sport in second place with 3,360 points. Revo Satellite Racing with 3,328, followed by Kenny Motorsport with 3,296 points, and then the Racing Division with 3,205 points. So you've got a battle, at least for second place, at about fourth for the Teams Championship. Pretty much all I can say for there. But now that we've gotten that little bit out of the way, we can now focus on, well, pretty much the race itself. And hello, Lane, how you doing? Thanks for giving me a little bit of a comment. Hopefully my mic sounds good, like I mentioned. Please let me know if the cars overlap the sound, and I need to adjust my mic if anyone is watching. But anywho, yeah, like I said, we'll focus on the race itself. So, like I mentioned, there are some new liveries for tonight for some teams at least. Well, besides the racing division, they're stuck with their charity livery. But let's start with Max Speed. So, with Max Speed, you can see they are going with an inspiration of the... Yeah, I know. Pretty much, Lane. It's going to be a pretty long race. I'm probably gonna mention that in just a second. But this livery is basically inspired by the 1980s and 90s Peugeot racing, well, basically from the racing teams, or in a aspect. I've seen these colors before, obviously, in the World Rally Championship with the likes of the Peugeot 205 T16, one of the big, monstery Group B rally cars, but also a beam of the drive as well. I've driven that car many times in my time at WRC 10 and, of course, and Dirt Rally 2.0. But it's a good thing to see them do something, sort of an inspiration to that. Now we can move on to another one, and that would be, well, it's kind of more of a mix with this team, but nevertheless. So for this is the FPR Sport team, as Bodon is behind curving, and just playing a little bit of tag, I guess. So basically these liveries that they're going with is inspirations of, well, for Dynamite and Frezzo, they're going with the inspiration of last year's Bathurst. Sorry. I had a little bit of hiccup there. From last year's Bathurst car winner. Last year's car from that win the Bathurst 1000 from the likes of Chas Mostert and Lee Holdsworth. And from Bodon, as you can see, is doing the inspiration, well, as he disappears, inspiration of the 1991 Bathurst car. So that's basically the car he's going with, and that's the car he won in the Nissan GTR, if I remember correctly. Revo Satellite Racing, they are going with, as you can see, curving is going with, I think that is, I'm sorry if I'm getting these liveries incorrect. If I'm not getting these liveries correct, if I am, I apologize. I think this one, if I remember correctly, is Russell Ingle that Kirby is driving, and then I think this is from, like, oh, hello, Kirby's going on a bit of rally driving there. I think this is from like the early 2000s, if I'm correct. And Blocky is going with a, I think this is from 1978. That was driven by Dick Johnson, if I remember correctly. I remember Scott McLaughlin used this in 2017 for one of his retro liveries as well when he was racing for, well, at the time it was when, I'm sorry, it was 1988. Sorry, I just remember that. It was 1978, 1978. When Dick Johnson, yeah, I was going to say McLaughlin drove this car in 2017 as part of like a retro livery as well. So pretty cool to see there. And then Gemmo, you did see him earlier. He is in the... he's not on track, or is he on track? There he is. He is in Marcus Ambrose's 2005 Protect car. Of course, Marcus Ambrose is someone I know quite a bit in the NASCAR world. Of course, a famous road course driver in NASCAR from the, well, Xfinity race, or, well, Xfinity series at the time. It was, I think, series in the nationwide. But of course, very cool to see that rubber style do something like that. There's the deliveries I was talking about also from Chaz Mossard's car from 2021 Bathurst car. Well, it's inspirations of it, I should say. As we'll get qualifying underway. I will get to BK's team in just a bit when we get to qualifying. I think that's the only team, if I'm correct, that I have not mentioned just yet. Alright, well, cool. Thanks for letting me know why this mic is good. Oh, it does. Let me adjust that to a little bit more then. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully that helps a little bit more. Yeah, apparently he's saying that the car's exhaust kind of overlap my voice.